Hey guys, how's it going? Luz Gonzalez here, and I'm gonna do this before I forget. So I think I need to swap this, flip it. How do I flip it? Let's go to, is that the one? Yes. Okay, there. Okay, 'cause I now, if I write, which is so weird. Okay, if I write, then you'll be able to see what I write, but we're not starting yet. So, hello everyone, and it's so good to have you here. Happy Friday. And part of me wanted to go because why not, right? Ooh, oh, there's little masks here. What are we gonna go with? Hey Erin. So, what does this do? Oh, that's kind of cool. We will get to the training. I'm just seeing what cool things we have here. Okay, so, oh, here we go. Okay, so because it's Thanksgiving, I'm gonna talk about fulfillment and your soul's alignment with this mask here. It's not a mask, I feel like I can grab it. Hi there, hi Faisal. Oh, we have more, there's more options. Oh, I have a hat. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, that's not what I thought. Oh, okay, hello. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go back. And okay, hello everyone. Welcome. And my name is Luz Gonzalez, Lucy Gonzalez. You'll find me on all the social media platforms, and that way, looking charming. I know, if I do so myself. I should bring my hat. I have like a really sparkly hat. But anyway, we're not talking about hats today, guys. We are talking about life alignment. Kind of a big deal. And I posted a post today, and I just wanted to say thank you for everyone that engaged. And I was telling a story about, hey Jay, I was telling a story about how it's been like a decade that I was trying to figure out what it meant for me to live my life with my soul on fire. That's where really my journey started. So it was 2012. 2013, I graduated from law school. Hey girl, hey guys, good to see you all here. Say hello, say comments. I'm gonna be following along. So about 6 years ago, and I also want to remind you guys that it's the end of the year. I know I keep saying this, but it's the end of the year, it's the end of the decade. We only have less than 2 months left to go, and life happens in the blink of an eye. Like, life happens. I graduated from law school, which feels like it was yesterday. I graduated from law school 2013. That's like almost 7 years ago. That's crazy to me. So I want us to have a conversation as the year is ending about what it means for you to live your life with your soul on fire, what it means for you to have alignment. And I know that I have a lot of coaches, a lot of consultants, entrepreneurs. If you're an entrepreneur, say hello in the comments. Let me know what it is that your work is. Hey, Mikey, let me know what you're an entrepreneur of. Who do you work? What do you do? And if you're an entrepreneur, but really whatever you're doing, whether you have a full-time job, whether you're considering getting out of a career that hasn't been fulfilling, like that was the case for me, whatever it is that you're doing, alignment with what it means for you to be in integrity with your highest self is going to be really important. So back in, when I was in law school, back in 2012, this was the second year of law school. The first year of law school was really, really hard. I really considered Jay coaches, new agent owners. Awesome. Jay is, by the way, she's freaking amazing. I need to bring you on and do an interview with you. I'll be talking about my new Facebook group, guys. I had an old Facebook group, but something happened with Facebook, so I have to create a new one. But anyway, I'm going to be bringing on amazing people like Jay to interview, to talk about how to launch and grow your business online. And this woman is freaking amazing. So back to law school. So when I was in law school, the first year was, yes, let's do it, girl. The first year was terrible. It was really, really hard. I remember showing up at a mentor's house and crying, just being like, should I drop out? And I had gone through like a terrible breakup and I was heartbroken. It was bad. Hey Mario, and how's it going? And so the second year of law school, I was working insane hours. I had no idea at this point, guys, what it meant for you to have self-love, self-care. I remember thinking of people who talked about these like woo-woo concepts like self-love and self-care and thinking like weaklings. I know, terrible, terrible. So I was working myself to death. Like I got really sick. And so second year of law school, I was working on this really intense case where we were suing an entire country in court. And the things that we were doing as part of this case, it was confidential. So we couldn't tell anyone. I couldn't tell, my partner. I couldn't tell family. I couldn't tell anyone. I just have to keep that stuff inside. And when there's heavy emotional stuff and I'm really empathetic, right? Like I feel your feelings. So you guys are going through stuff. I'm like, I feel it. And so this was really hard stuff to internalize and to not be able to talk about. And so basically what happened is it was a really heavy load in law school. I felt like I was out of alignment and I was really unhappy. And there was this one day when I was working at the 24-hour Starbucks where I used to hang out all the time because I was just working myself to death. And I was there and I started feeling not well at all. I started feeling really bad. And I had been feeling, I had been going to the doctor for a while. And they had told me like, nothing's wrong. But on this day, I felt worse than usual. And so I got in my car and I said, I just have to get back to Berkeley. I was studying at Berkeley Law. And to get back to Berkeley from San Francisco, there's a bridge that you have to cross. There's two parts. And the first part of the bridge, there's nowhere for you to pull over. And I remember like halfway through, hey Jerry, halfway through getting to the bridge, I pulled over and I was like, I'm not feeling well, but I just have to get across that bridge. Anyway, I get to the bridge and as I was driving, my left arm went numb, my left leg went numb. And I remember driving and thinking, this can't be good. Like this is really, really bad. Like, your body parts don't go numb when you're okay. And I remember calling my best friend at the moment and telling her, stay on the phone with me. Something really bad could happen. And if I hurt someone, I want people to know what happened, right? And so thankfully, clearly I'm here. Nothing happened, it was fine. I made it to Treasure Island, which is the halfway point. And I called my friends and I said, you guys have to take me to the hospital. So they took me to the hospital and the doctor said, you had an anxiety attack. And I was like, excuse you. Luz Gonzalez does not have anxiety or get anxiety attacks, right? To this day, I don't know what happened, but it was extreme. It was extreme to the point where I felt like I was losing control. I couldn't hold on to the steering wheel. And that day shook me up and changed my life forever. I think of my life sort of on a timeline, and there's before that event, and then there's after that event. And before the event, I was just living, right? I was just going through the motions. And I think this is why I'm so passionate about you guys not just going through the motions. This is why I'm so passionate about living your life with your soul on fire and making sure that you're living a fulfilled life where there's meaning behind what you're doing. Because for so long, my entire life, I was just like a zombie. I was just like sleepwalking through life, doing what society told me was important, but never in all the years of schooling did anybody ask me who I was or what I wanted or what was important to me. And so I dove into like positive psychology and neuroscience and studying all the things about what it meant to be healthy and thriving and whole. And this took me to the alignment formula, which I want to cover with you guys today. So the alignment formula is like 10 years of lived experience where I worked for nonprofits. I worked for the government. I was a teacher, y'all. That's why I think sometimes like there might be dancing here, there might be singing. You definitely want to join the Facebook group because there will be singing and dancing. It's going to be super entertaining. All of my classes, there's like usually dancing that happens. So I was a teacher, I was a lawyer, I worked in startups, and I kept changing because, for you, sometimes like something on the inside feels off. You're like, this isn't it. And you just don't know exactly how to describe it. That was what was happening for me. So what I want to do is I want to share the alignment, the life alignment, career and life alignment framework, which is 5 elements that you have to cover to make sure that you are living an aligned life for your highest potential, for your soul on fire. You guys ready? Let's do this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, once a teacher, always a teacher. So as I was traveling around the country, I've been on the road. So the work that I do allows me to basically be on the road and, live wherever I want. I brought my little like whiteboard and my little pad with me. So let's go ahead and get into, hey Linda, let's get into our 5 elements. So the 5 elements, I want you to think of them as if it was like a traffic light, okay? And for you to have alignment, let's get alignment here. Okay, for you to have alignment in your life, this is gonna be the alignment framework. So alignment framework. Okay, so for you to have alignment in your life, let me get in here. For you to have alignment, there's gonna be 5 elements that are gonna be necessary for you to be living a life with your soul on fire. So the 5 are gonna be, we have here passion, your expertise / your industry. Here we're gonna have your lifestyle, here money, here we're gonna have your impact, and here your strengths, okay? So it's pretty clear cut. There's the 5 elements, and when you are in alignment with all 5, you know that you're good to go. You know that the business that you're building, this is weird because like half of my face is cut off. Let's see, this way, there we go. Okay, so you know that when you have all 5, you are in alignment and you're building a business that is being built on sturdy foundations. If you are out of alignment, which we're gonna talk about what it feels like and it looks like to be out of alignment, you're gonna feel more, you're gonna find more frustrations. Hey Patricia, yes, hey, good to see you here. Hey Neil, so you're going to see that you're just gonna have more inner friction when you're out of alignment with these 5. So let's go ahead and discuss the 5. Hey Brendan, if you guys have questions, let me know. I'm gonna try to get to all your questions. Here we have Brandon in the house, Linda in the house, Patricia in the house, Neil in the house. Good to see you guys. Okay, so let's begin with the first element. The first factor of alignment where you're living a life with your soul on fire, which is what I call it, is going to be your passion, your expertise, or your industry. This is how we can think about it. So I'm gonna start with just calling it passion. And so for your passion, I want you guys to think of what are all the things, and I actually want you to right now take out a piece of paper if you have one, go ahead and bring out a notebook, and I want you to make, you're gonna make a few columns and you're gonna make a few rows, okay? So with your columns, I'll go ahead and make them here. You are going to have the column of knowledge. So here is going to be your passions. I want you to list all of your passions. Oh, let's make sure you guys can see that. Okay, I want you guys, where do I stand? I want you guys, I'll just pull up my chair. This is gonna be your passion. So on your piece of paper, you're gonna have more space. These are gonna be your passions. I want you to list out all of your passions. Okay, so maybe your passions are you love to teach, you love public speaking, maybe you love financial advice, you love real estate, you love podcasts. What are your passions? And I want you to think, as you think of this column right here, I want you to think of what are the things, if I asked you to get on a stage right now and teach people something, what are the things that you would teach? Yes, Liz is super smart and super awesome soul. Absolutely, Erin. So I want you guys to think of what are all the things that you would be super excited to teach someone for like an hour, for 5 hours straight. For me, it's stuff like this. So I want you to make a list of all of those things. Okay, so for you, it could be maybe you love leadership skills. Maybe you love financial planning. You love real estate. But it also can be things like, what are your passions that light your soul on fire, quite literally? So for me, it's things like dancing, it's comedy. And I want you to make an entire list of all of those. You guys are doing that? So write them down. And again, these trainings, I'm gonna have these trainings inside of my Facebook group, which I will add a link to for you guys to join. So we have weekly trainings coming up. Okay, so the first column, you're gonna have multiple columns. The first column is gonna be your column around knowledge. So for knowledge, I want you guys to score yourselves from a 1 to 10 in terms of if I asked you to give a TED Talk on this topic that you chose here in your passions, what score would you give yourself in your ability, in your knowledge to just stand on stage, giving a TED Talk and teaching people about the subject? Okay, so you're gonna grade yourselves. The next column is going to be your growth. And then we're gonna have excitement and we're gonna have ease. Okay? So for growth, I want you to think of how interested are you in growing in this space. So suppose, for me, I'll talk about my top two. So for my top two, and it's funny how they come together, it's business coaching and relationship, the world of loving and, supportive partnership. So I've been studying those two for almost a decade, and it's no surprise that they come out as my highest scores. And so when I think of my interest in growing in that department, I'm like, I want to be one of the best in the world. When it comes to business coaching, yeah, I want to grow. I want to read all the books. It's really funny. I'm gonna show you guys real quick what it looks like for you to be interested in growing. This is just half of my of my big pile of books that I traveled around the country with, y'all. This is just tiny part of my library. But that's what it means for you to be passionate about something. You go to events around it. You read books about it. You watch YouTube channels, YouTube videos. You subscribe to YouTube channels around it. So what are the things that you are super interested in being the best in the world at? So go ahead and you're gonna give yourself a score from 1 to 10 in terms of how interested you are in growing in that field, okay? So for me, say for relationships, that would be a 10. When it comes to business, that would be a 10. When it comes to how badly do I want to be one of the best dancers in the world, that's like a 3. I love dancing. I'm passionate. To what extent do I want to be one of I love Harry Potter. Just if you guys follow my stuff, you're gonna know that I'm a huge nerd. But to what extent do I want to be the number one Harry Potter expert? That's like a 2. Okay, so you're gonna grade yourself. The next one that you're going to talk about is your excitement right now. How excited are you in growing in this space? And not in growing. How just excited are you about it? So right now, maybe you're really into crypto. Maybe you're really into real estate. Maybe you're really into, flipping houses. What's your thing? What's the thing? What's your level of excitement for this topic right now? And you're going to grade yourself again from 1 to 10. So say if it's like business. Right now, my business is a 10. Relationships? I've studied relationships for a long time. I might be at my interest, my excitement about it right now. I'm like a 6. Well, yeah, I am reading all the business books. I'm not right now reading all the relationship books. And then the last one is going to be your level of ease, right? How easy, versus effortful is it for you to talk about this thing? So you're gonna grade yourselves, and then at the end what you're gonna do is you're gonna score yourself from each of these. So you might have a 5, a 10, a 2, a 3, and then you're gonna see which ones get the highest score. So that is going to be a really great way to know what your passion, your expertise, your industry is going to be. And I want you guys to think in terms of long-term commitment. What is a space? What is a passion, an industry, an expertise area that you can commit to for the next 3 to 10 years of your life, okay? So that was for element numero uno, for number 1. Okay, so the next one that, actually caused me so much grief in my life is going to be the element of lifestyle. So L stands for lifestyle. And for your lifestyle, you want to be thinking about, what do I want my life to look like, right? So what are things, where do I stand? What are things that are really important to you? So say for me, absolutely health. Health is a must no matter what. In the future, I want to have, a chef, a personal chef and a personal trainer. And I want to hire all of the coaches in the world. These are things, growth is something that's really important to me. And that comes with a specific kind of lifestyle that I want to create. And I also want you guys to think about your timelines around this lifestyle. Okay, so that's lifestyle. Hey Trisha, hey Samuel, hey Alberto, Hey Jimena, hey Louise, good to see you guys here. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Hey TK. Okay, so we talked about your lifestyle. It might be the most important one. I want my business owners, my coaches, consultants, business owners, entrepreneurs, I want you guys to think about what it would look like for you to build your business around your ideal lifestyle. We usually wait for our lifestyle for like when I'm like 60 years old and retired, then I'll have that lifestyle. I'm gonna challenge you to start thinking about what it means for you to have the lifestyle that's really meaningful and fulfilling for you right now, and what are the things that you need to add into your calendar to make that happen, okay? So the next piece is going to be money. So we just talked about your lifestyle. For money, which is the third element, I want you guys to think about, well, how much does your lifestyle cost? And I want you to run the numbers. I want you to pull out a calculator and figure out, okay, if I had, my sauna and my, personal chef and my personal trainer and all the coaches in the world, and, I only flew first class and all the, whatever your lifestyle you want it to look like, I want a price tag attached to that. And I also want you guys to think of what is going to be the timeline. By when do you want to reach these money and lifestyle milestones, right? So depending on your timeline, that's going to mean a very different kind of life. Maybe right now you're like, Luz, I have 4 kids. The most important thing right now to me are my kids. But maybe for you, you're like single, you're 23 years old and you're thinking, right now, what I want to do is I want to build wealth, or I want to go on adventures. There is no right or wrong answer. And what you guys are going to find out is that depending on what's important to you, alignment is going to look different from person to person, okay? So I want you to have your numbers. I want you to run the numbers. I want you to know how much does your ideal lifestyle cost. Then we have I, which stands for impact. I love this one. So for the fourth element, we're talking about impact. Impact. So when we are planning our careers, we're planning our business, we're planning, your strategic planning for the quarter, however you do your planning, your impact actually has to be part of your planning for your life and for your business. And impact is going to look like very different things for different people. So impact for you could mean I changed the life of like 5 kids and I am whole and happy. For somebody else, it might look like, Luz, I am not going to be happy and fulfilled until I touch the lives of like 1 million people. There is no right or wrong answer. No one has it right. But the thing is, you have to know what's right for you. And so many of us go through our lives listening to what everybody else tells us as to how we should live our life. And then we're living somebody else's life. We're living society's life, but we never stop to know who we are. This is what we're doing here. You're getting to know you. What's important to you? What's meaningful and fulfilling for you? And if you ask those questions and if you plan your life around those answers, your life will completely change. This is so important, okay? So impact. Impact, does that mean 1 person for you? 1 million people for you? Have a number, have a quality. What does it look like? And then the last piece is going to be S for strengths, okay? So strengths. With your strengths, what I want you to do is, we don't work on hope strategy. We hope on actual strategy, things that work. So I want you to take assessments. I want you, if you've never heard of these assessments before, I want you to go ahead and write them down. So here are going to be some assessments that you can take. Let me know what your Myers-Briggs is. I am ENFJ. And you know what they say about ENFJs? Your career should be basically being a coach. What am I finally doing because I listened to this one? Finally a coach, right? If you have alignment, what that's going to mean is you're not going to be fighting all of the factors of your life. So you're going to check out your Myers-Briggs. There are free assessments that you can do online right now. And I want you guys to let me know in the comments, what's your Myers-Briggs? The other assessment that I want you guys to look at is going to be the Strengths Finder assessment. This is going to be an assessment. You do have to pay, I think it's about 50 to 60 something bucks. Totally worth it. And it's going to let you know what your strengths are. And this is going to be helpful for you if you have a job. This is going to be helpful for you if you have a business, if you have a team. So for my teams, I always have my people who are, that I'm managing take these assessments so I know how to best support them and we know how to grow the team in a way that's really great for the company. So I want you guys to look at your Strengths Finder. You're also going to be looking at your DISC assessment. And then 4, there's the Enneagram that you can take. The 5th thing that I want you to do, it's over here. Hey, thank you, Brandon. Hey, Miro. The 5th thing that I want you to do is over here. I want you to ask people who know you and you can trust what you're really good at. Hey, Belinda, I want you to ask them, what do you think my strengths are? And then I want you to zip it and listen. Because I think for so many, especially people who are coaches and people who are in this world, you're such givers that sometimes it can be hard to take a compliment. This is not the time to be modest, guys, when you're looking for your strengths so you can build the life of your dreams. Soul on Fire, you're gonna have to listen to your strengths. So as people are telling you what you're really good at, I want you to just listen. And then maybe this could be the first time for some of you in your life. If somebody's giving you a compliment, you can just receive that and say thank you, okay? So you're gonna receive all of the things that you're good at from the people that know you and you trust. And then finally, I want you to write a list of the things that you know you're good at, right? So this exercise comes from Rachel Hollis, and I think it's really powerful. She has you write a letter to yourself from the perspective of your persistence. So I want you to do the same. I want you to say, dear Miro, dear Belinda, dear Tuli, dear Ben, right? This is your persistence speaking to you. You are so wonderful because, and then I just want you to go and just brainstorm and write all of the things that your persistence would say if your persistence could speak to you about all the ways that you're wonderful and all your strengths. So there we have it. Those are the 5 elements for creating a life of alignment, creating a life and a career of alignment with your, where you create a life where you're living your life with your soul on fire. So just a quick recap. We had your passion, your expertise, your industry that you're going to be dedicating your life to, right? Long-term commitment. 2, lifestyle. Get to know and understand what lifestyle means to you. 3, your money. 4, your impact. And 5, your strengths. All right, guys, it was so great having you here. Remember, we're gonna have more of these trainings around building your business, going from passion to profit, turning your passion, your expertise into an online business, having freedom when it comes to wherever you live and your schedule, and creating financial abundance. So we're gonna be talking about all of those things in my Facebook group. I will add a link. And so great having you all. Mwah, love you all so much. Bye.